And it was nice to have someone that could do all of it.
Yes.
Where we didn't have to get one guy to do this and another guy to do that.
Justin went above and beyond to make sure that we were happy with the end result.
The experience that we had with Justin was always on a positive note. He kept open communication. During the construction process, he texted me every night to let me know what the progression was.
We chose Remodeling Journey because Justin was very transparent in guiding us through which parts of the project were worth doing ourselves, which parts might be worth skipping, and what parts they could do much more quickly.
I hired Remodeling Journey mostly because of Justin. He came out, he asked the right questions, he asked what I liked and what I didn't like, and he listened to what I wanted. We talked about the process, we talked about past experiences, and he really impressed me with his knowledge, his professionalism, and his project management skills.
When we met with Justin, we were impressed by the fact that he and Adria helped make the decisions. My husband and I are not good decision makers. So by having some of our choices narrowed down, we thought we could handle that better than him.
Very easy to work with Justin and his team. I have heard many horror stories about remodels and how nothing goes to schedule. But with the software that Justin used online with Job Trend, everything was very clear. He communicated with us very clearly if there were any changes. We had to change some of our morning start times because of kids' daycare, and he was great with making sure that was well communicated to his team.
Yeah, as far as why we ultimately hired Justin and his team is basically we just got a really warm feeling from him. He's a very responsible gentleman, very responsible businessman. Great communication. He was upfront with what he proposed, and he went through the paperwork with us so that we could fully understand, wrap our head around what he was going to do and what those prices were going to be for us.
A lot of contractors just don't get back to you, and if they do, it's months after you first contacted them. Justin right away responded and was able to show up and at least talk us through different ideas we had and what might be worth the expense versus what might not be worth the expense.
A couple of times when I was stressed out and I contacted Justin immediately, and he responded immediately and took care of anything that I was concerned about. So he was right there to answer my questions and help me.
It was communicated to me I would meet with certain people at certain times. Those meetings happened exactly as planned, that people would come out to do the work exactly at certain times, and they all showed up on time. They were professional, they were clean, they were neat, they never left a mess behind.
His communication was almost daily, sending out texts to let us know when somebody was coming to the house, sending out questions that we might have about what the process, where we were in the process, and he was always very punctual about returning any questions that I had on our end about what was going on with the bathroom.
He communicates any issues, changes that may be coming up. During construction, he introduced us to every team that was working in our house. Every crew member that was in our house was very nice, approachable, gave us any tips, or if we were thinking something, could offer their expertise. And again, he was always communicative about any changes or issues that we came into. So
Justin was great. He's an excellent communicator. He gave us the schedule in writing on Job Tread and through text reminders, and also just verbally saying when he was here. Yeah.
We did use Job Trend to follow along with the progress because I, for one, wasn't up here during the whole process. Steve was here more time than I was, so I very much enjoyed going online and looking at the updates, looking at the schedule, and seeing what was completed on a day-to-day basis.
Earlier, he's like spot on. Our kitchen looked exactly like the 3D render. Justin communication is right on point.
Nice to be able to see the progress every day, because he would upload pictures nearly every day, and that just gave you the confidence, since we weren't staying here, that progress was being made and it's being done right.
And another thing he did was provide us with a schedule of what to expect day to day and who was going to be here, what time they'll be here. So it's nice that we didn't have to jot it in our calendar, but we just kind of kept a schedule and knew who to expect that day. So
It was a huge benefit to see the renderings before construction started, because while you think you know what it may look like, I think it's better just to see those renderings and it's actually see the different points of view that you're able to look at and have an idea.
and so I showed him a bunch of pictures of what I like to do, and then he said, absolutely, we can do that, or even more. So
We were within, I think, 1 or 2 days of being exactly on schedule as Justin had written.
Yeah, the schedule was, pretty much right on. There was one thing that finished early, which was fantastic. And yeah, the estimate was spot on.
Every penny was worth it. Every minute that I waited was worth it. And the wait was not very long. When I moved here 3 years ago, getting a contractor was a 6 or 8 month delay. This project was start and finish within about 4 weeks. So it was enough time to really build up the excitement and not enough time to be annoyed by the delay.
I think the timeline was right on schedule from what I remember. It actually started out, I think he said it was going to be about a 4-month job, and we got done in about 2.5 to 3. So,
And we were almost exactly on with budget as well. So it was an amazing job of those two things, being on schedule and being on budget.
You know, we've had bad experiences in the past with other contractors, and that was not the case with Justin. If we do anything else, I would absolutely want him back here.
Being said, I think that we were extremely lucky that Justin was the one that called us back, because we have been super impressed with what he's done and the work he's done and the follow-up that he's done.
And it was never an issue either, like if something was maybe a little off or whatever, you could say it to him and he fixed it. He never made like a face like, oh, you're being picky. It was always positive.
Right.
The wait and the investment were definitely worth it. It was a lot of, wondering if I was making the right choice, or is something going to go wrong? Is there going to be a surprise when I pull up the floor? But in the end, Justin talked me through, all the scenarios that could happen and gave us a really detailed description of what they were all doing. So
You will get some fresh ideas. You will get somebody who has a lot of honesty and integrity. And Justin in Remodeling Journey, very detail-oriented, friendly, kind, generous, just wonderful to work with.
High level of honesty and trustworthiness, and he just really made us feel safe throughout this process.
We did not feel stressed at all. I think part of it was because Justin kept us in the loop at all times. He was already telling us what to expect along the way. So I think nothing was new, nothing was a surprise, so that really helped ease our stress about what was going to happen, our unknowns. So we actually were not stressed throughout this project at all.
We did not feel stressed during the remodel. Everything went super smoothly. Even if there were little bumps in the road, they didn't affect us. Justin just took care of everything and everything was super smooth. It was very easy.
I definitely would recommend.
It's definitely a great experience.
Yeah, it was.
With Justin.
Yeah.
On track.
We'd probably recommend them so much that
Yeah.
we'll probably have them redo our bathroom.
They were very, very easy to work with. The quality of work and the standards that I think everybody along the process is held to is excellent. I love the fact that, again, I keep referring to the fact it was a small bathroom. It is, and it was a small project, I'm sure, in the scope of their business, but we were never made to feel that way, never made to feel that any of my questions were bad or wrong to ask along the way. Everything was done in a very respectful, professional, and yet very comfortable manner.
Justin, again, was extremely easy to work with. So if you had issues, you would contact them and discuss the issues, and between the two of us, we could work out what needed to be done, what needed to be changed, and he was very responsive to that, which was a very nice thing to be able to have somebody that actually seemed to care about not only what the project was like, but how we felt about the project. project. That was refreshing.
The quality of work, how professional everybody was, how professional Justin is, how well the team worked together, and then the quality of all of the updates. It was absolutely worth it.
That Justin does it all.
Right.
So you don't have to stress about planning or getting someone to show up and
Right.
timing.
Coordinating.
So, yeah, it was a really good experience.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. I want to.
We look forward to working with them in the future too for more remodels and changes to our house. I would recommend them in a second.
I would recommend Justin and Remodeling Journey without hesitation. You look at what your goals are, you look at the costs associated with it. They were worth every penny that I invested in my kitchen. The project was painless start to finish. I wouldn't hesitate to recommend them to my friends, my family, to anyone.
And what we got in the end was quality and every promise delivered.